Morning, I'm going to tell you my testimony since I've got time and we're just fellowshipping. See, when I was 13, I grew up going to church. I went to church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Anytime there was a revival, this young fella was in church. But see, the thing is, my dad had married my stepmom and had 2 kids by her. And I began to feel like an outcast in the home. And so at the age of 15, I decided I wanted a change. So I went to look for my mom, who I'd never known my whole entire life. I didn't know my mother. I didn't have a relationship with her. But I seeked after her. And I found out that my mom was strung out when I found her. And because I was gullible and in pain and stressing, I decided I wanted to fit in with my mama. And so I started joining in with my mom at the age of 15. Ran away from the calling that God had put on my life, because at 13, I had 3 prophetic callings put on my life. 3 prophetic words spoke over my life. All 3 evangelists from 3 different churches during the revival told me that God was going to use me to go places, see things, and do things most people would never experience. I didn't know what that meant. I was only 13. But at the age of 15, I spent 9 years on the street. Homeless, drug addiction, sleeping with 70 plus women, nasty, vile, stealing, lying, hurting people, no self-esteem, depression, anxiety, narcissistic personality began to develop. But when I got tired of it 9 years later, I remembered the calling that God had put on my life. And I went to an altar one morning and I said, Lord, if you take this away from me, I will use it for your glory. Little by little did God start taking things away from me. The addiction fell. The narcissistic personality began to fall. The depression and the anxiety began to fall. The hatred and the unforgiveness began to be pulled away. And God began to plug each and everything that I developed in 9 years out of my life. 15 years later, I'm sitting right here. And God has called me to preach. And I've been preaching for over a year now. 1,300 saved souls by the grace of God. He called me and I was obedient. And people's lives are being changed because of it. I'm nothing but a vessel. But I use the testimony that God gave me to show people out in this world that if I can be delivered, so can you. Because my God is a God that forgives you in your worst of worst. He's no respecter of person. He loves all people.